Whatever I start in the beginning, it used to be very small. It will look always very small. When I started my first class, 2.5 people were attending. You may ask, what is 2.5? 3 were sitting and 1 was all the time sleeping. So I calculate that as 2.5. Understand? So now you are seeing hardly dozen kids, or little more than a dozen, sitting and doing the Akashic reading. Very soon there will be at least 1,000 balasans sitting every morning reading Akashic records of 2 lakh people all over the world. You will see this happening because the authenticity is going to spread very soon left and right. And also one more thing, you can go and put the same question with the 10 different balasans at 10 different days or time. They will read out exact verbatim same answer. There will not be any confusion in the answer. That is the scale to measure the authenticity of the records, or their ability to read the records, because of the integrity with intra-organ and internal organ. Not only you manifest health, you can design your body as you want, you can manifest multiple powers and possibilities. I tell you, even if you do little completion, you can understand what I said when Yogananda Puri got up and said, my body, how can they do something which I cannot do it to this body by myself? Contemplate on this. Contemplate on this. Then you will understand why balasans are able to manifest so much of power. I tell you, it is all simple. You don't need to build power station. You just need to be connected with a proper copper wire. That is called integrity. That's all. Power station is here. Eternal atomic power station. You don't need to. You always felt all this Sadashivoham or the spiritual enlightenment, everything was very difficult because you are planning for building a power station which you don't need. I did it already. You just need connection. Integrity is the connection. தங்கத் தகட்டாலே தம்புரான் சிலை செய்து அங்கம் வழுக்க ஞானாஞ்சனம் தடவி வைத்து செப்பிய வார்த்தையெல்லாம் செப்பல்ல தங்கமடி ஞான பெண்ணே. I'll give you a little detail when I say what do I mean by integrity to your internal organs and intra-organs. When I say integrity to your internal organs, feel all the time you own them. You own them. So whenever there is a food taken which puts you in depression, low mood, do not eat that food again. When there is a action done by you which disturbs that internal organs, don't do that again. It may be as simple as smoking, or as difficult as heroin. It can be as simple as smoking, to as complicated as heroin, whatever. Anything which is putting you powerless space, don't do that again. That is what is integrity to your internal organs. Same way, when you utter a lie knowingly, or when you give a word knowingly that you are not going to fulfill, the harm you cause for your walk, you can see it very clearly. Don't do that again. Sit and finish completing all the past. No need to have a lifestyle where you are hurting your walk and internal organs. No need. You don't have to take up that kind of a profession. Knowingly. There are tons of professions where you can do sweet things, make money, live your life happily, blissfully, be out of the matrix. There are thousands of things you can do it without harming your walk, harming your intra-organs, anandagandha. Integrity to the internal organs and intra-organs. For example, if you eat non-veg, you feel dull, tired, heavy. Then decide, I am going to complete with this pattern. What is it that pulls me to eat non-veg? Is that the food, the way it is presented, or the tongue, the experience of the tongue when I am chewing? What is it? Find that pattern and complete. In one tantra, I think Mahanirvana, there is a very beautiful explanation. A rishi asked Sadashiva, what is the root cause or the root pattern of the sexual desire? He says, appreciation of symmetry. Appreciation towards something symmetrical or beautiful is the root pattern from where your idea of sex starts. If you complete with that pattern and be integrated to that, suddenly you will see sex become irrelevant to you. You may think, how? Start contemplating, digging deep. All your sexual interest is nothing but appreciation of the beauty. Beauty is nothing but symmetry. It boils down to just this one understanding. Of course, when I read, even I was, what? When I did the postmortem of few human minds, I saw, yes, is right as usual. He is right as usual is surrender. With whoever you feel this, he is right as usual. Again, that is surrender. If you feel that with your guru, you have surrendered to your guru. If you feel that with Sadashiva, you have surrendered to Sadashiva. Whenever you feel, oh, he is right as usual, once more. How many times I may run away, I may move out, I may try to create all opposite arguments with my great twisted, perverted logic. Now the very word should be uttered with enough of twist and perversion. So you remember, not only linguistically, phonetically. Twist to dodu, பருவருட்டோடு லாஜிக்கு when I did the postmortem, he is right. Integrity to the internal organs and intra organs also, not just with the commitments and happenings of the external space. Listen. Integrity with internal organs and intra organs also. For example, one day, if you wake up in Brahma Muhurta and go for yoga, whole day you feel so alive, then do that. That is what is integrity. You want somebody to come and beat you and pour cold water on you and drag you to the yoga hall? When you eat food from Sadashiva's kitchen, as per his Bhaga Shastra, all of you should know, even the pickle you are having here is done as per his instruction. Science of pickle to science of Sadashivoham. Everything from him. And few places wherever we are not yet, we are continuously, sincerely working with all our integrity to Sadashiva to align ourselves. Because our lifestyle has gone so much away from it, much is lost. So those last things we need to revive. Those revival also, we are very highly committed and integrated to Sadashiva to revive letter and spirit of his words. When the integrity to internal organs and intra organs becomes a practice, understand, even if you start practicing, so much good will happen to you. So much good. Now the line I read out few minutes before, Tamil 4 line, it is just Akashic records about the Akashic records which kids are doing. தங்கத் தகட்டினிலே தம்புரான் மேனி செய்து அங்கம் வழுத்திடவே ஞானாஞ்சனம் தடவி வைத்து செப்பிய வார்த்தையெல்லாம் செப்பல்ல தங்கமடி ஞானப் பெண்ணே. It means in the gold sheet, making the form of the Sadashiva and ripening your body with the integrity to the internal organ and intra organ and applying the Jnananjana. With that, whatever words they utter is not copper, it is gold. தங்கத்தகட்டினிலே தம்புரான் மேனி செய்து அங்கம் வழுத்திடவே ஞானாஞ்சனம் பூசி செப்பும் வார்த்தையெல்லாம் செப்பல்ல ஞானமடி செப்பல்ல தங்கமடி ஞானப் பெண்ணே. Bring integrity even with your internal organ and intra organ. When you use food with certain chemicals and you don't feel comfortable, stop it. When you go for natural, organic and you feel happy about it, have it. That is what is all about integrity. Own yourself and be master of yourself. That is one of the most powerful completion. Today all the IA participants, whatever questions you have about this subject, I am opening. Completion with your internal organ, intra-organ, completion with yourself. You put all the questions, I'll answer, and I'll upload this video in YouTube. All the satsangis can watch and enjoy. The first session I'll answer all your questions on this completion, integrity with yourself. Actually, only if you have a completion you can be integrated. Only if you practice integrity, completion is useful. Whatever is not letting you be integrated, completing that is completion. With this,